Christina. She is Education and Programs Manager at Blithewold Mansions, Garden, and Arboretums. Julie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good to be back.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you back. It's been since before Christmas, so it's about darn time.
Definitely. Well, it's not quite spring. It's a balmy 45 degrees out there, so we'll take it.
It's officially spring, even though we had some snow yesterday, and it doesn't quite feel 100% like spring. But Blithewold is ready. That's my understanding.
Well,
just about.
We will be ready for you to come and join us. We have some really big projects that we're working on this year, which is very exciting. We have a new visitor center, which will also have my new education space, which is very exciting. And also we'll have new restrooms and a new orientation center for you, so that when you arrive at Blithewold, you have a better picture of the history of the house when you're walking into the house. And also we're having a whole new parking lot orientation so that you can get in and out a little bit more smoothly. So
you kind of have a better idea. Once you get there, you can figure out where exactly you're going to go. And then when you walk in that visitor center, you have a better idea of what you're walking into.
Exactly.
That's great. Well,
so
congratulations.
It's a big project, but this weather has been causing us to slow down a little bit. So we actually pushed back our open date until April 7th this year. So we will be ready for you April 7th, and we have a lot of really exciting things happening.
Which is why we wanted to have you here today, not only to bring us flowers, because these are beautiful and they smell beautiful, but you wanted to brighten our day a little bit. But spring is officially here, but it doesn't really officially start until all the flowers are blooming and blossoming at Blithewold, the gateway to spring. Talk to us about what's happening and what people can expect when you do officially open in early April.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we are known for our daffodils. It used to be called Daffodil Days. However, a lot of people are sort of gravitating towards that term, and we capture all of spring. We have a historic garden. These aren't just your run-of-the-mill daffodils. Some of them are over 100 years old, and we have all 13 divisions of daffodils represented. And not only that, but the bones of the gardens. It's a historic place, so it's an arboretum as well. So it has really stunning trees, blooming shrubs. After the daffodils, we move right into tulips, and then in June we have the roses. So we just call it the gateway to spring because it really has something for everyone.
There are 13 different types of daffodils, which I think is fascinating. You went to college to study this kind of stuff, so you know the ins and outs of flowers. You're a horticulturalist, and so I didn't even know that there were 13 different kinds of daffodils. So I think that's fascinating. And the daffodils are just the beginning. Can you talk to us a little bit kind of the progression of what people can expect? Because if you go in the beginning of April to see the flowers, that's step one. But then what my understanding is, early May, you're going to see different blooms, and then late May, you see something else. So can you talk to us just a little bit about what people can expect, go and take pictures and that kind of thing, like just kind of how the garden evolves throughout spring?
Absolutely. Well, that's definitely, first of all, I would encourage you to come and see for yourself. I've been there now almost 10 years, and every time I walk through the garden, I literally see something new. And so it's an incredible space. We have 33 acres of gardens and grounds. Wow. So to say that you'll see lots of incredible things is an understatement. But we do have on our website, we even have an area where you can go and see what is in bloom. And we have an amazing horticultural staff who is there to answer questions as well. And on our map for visitors, we've also included a What's in Bloom section as well, so that you can learn about some of these little wildflowers and spring ephemerals that will be popping up throughout the gardens as well. Some of the things you'll see, though, of course, the daffodils, which there are more than even 13 kinds. That's just the 13 divisions.
Oh my gosh.
It's unbelievable. There's a whole society dedicated just to the daffodil. But we will be doing a special exhibit on the daffodil. So great. You can learn more. We do have everything from, you'll start to see the little fiddlehead ferns to the May apples and all the beautiful trilliums, and then we have tulips, and then we start to see the flowering trees and shrubs, and it's really just starting to see the earth come alive, and it's beautiful.
The earth come alive. I love that. And we need it after 4 nor'easters and so many days. My goodness, it's about time. So you'll have the opportunity to go. April 7th is opening date, so we'll keep our eye on that. But it's not only just being able to take a stroll through the garden. There are tons of educational opportunities for you to go listen, learn. Blithewold has amazing programs, and not just for children, but adults too. Can you talk to us about some of the opportunities and classes that you have?
Absolutely. We really do have something for everyone, and we start right at the beginning of April. We have native gardens of New England. We have teas for adults, which that's something that you can just enjoy. We have children's summer camps. We do fairy days for children, so you can come and meander through the paths and find little fairy houses and
Awesome.
wear their little cute costumes. We do floral design classes. Not only am I the education programs manager, but I also do flower arranging on the side through Christina Flower Company. And so I teach a series of classes which emphasizes you to sort of look to the garden for what is available throughout the season. So this is just sort of an example of an arrangement that is considered seasonal and locally sourced. So we have a class on topics like that. And then also, not only is it a garden, but it's a historic property. And so we have tours of the archives, we have tours throughout the house, we have lectures on historic preservation. So definitely go check out the website. All of them are listed right now, and there is a lot to be excited about.
There's so much. Let's talk a little bit about what you brought today, because like
Sure.
you mentioned, you do floral arranging and classes, and then of course if you like what you see and you need something, you can always visit her company as well. But that's something that you kind of specialize in, is sourcing locally or regionally, and then the class that you're offering is teaching other people to do that as well. So instead of just going out and buying something from wherever, it's helping other people get inspired and putting together their own flower arrangement. So talk to us a little bit about these flowers, where they come from, and kind of where you got your inspiration.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm always inspired by the season, and I think sometimes we forget how many varieties of flowers that there are out there, because you see over and over roses, hydrangeas.
Yeah.
So, I like, as a horticulturist, I feel that it's important I always go for these unusual, crazy things, or whatever's available in the market that someone grew locally. So, these anemones, they look like a painting, and
They really do.
that's an early flower because it can be grown in the greenhouse. So these are in right now. I think these came from Five Fork Farms. I got all of these flowers at the Floral Reserve here in Providence, and even the container is locally sourced from Jay Schatz's studio. So I really try to take advantage of our resources here. We have sweet peas, we have some pyrrhus, we have hellebore and some ranunculus. We have these little muscari or grape hyacinth. Those will
Oh, I
be
love
popping
those.
out soon, hopefully.
What are these called? I love
That
these.
is called a hellebore.
I love
And there are
these.
all different types of hellebore as well. This one I just loved, the sort of lime green with the purple. I thought it was really beautiful.
I love this. It almost kind of looks like a lily. It's got
It's
that
really,
same pattern,
the
color
crazy
pattern.
thing, this will be one of the earliest flowers or plants that you will see sort of popping out. It is a perennial, and even with snow on the ground, you'll start to see these blooming.
Ugh, I love these. Okay, what else? I interrupted you.
No, so that is something that I do try to encourage people to do in the floral community. It's called slow flowers, and so that means sourcing, sort of like the whole farm to table movement. They call it field to vase. So it's a way to take advantage of local flowers, local farms, local gardens, and you actually get to learn a little bit more about the garden itself.
Which I think is excellent. And there are great farmers here, and there are a lot of people out there in the community that continuously encourage people to source your flowers locally. So there's a good community here that will help you, educate you, like Julie herself. So let's talk a little bit more about some of the programs that you have. So the gardens open up April 7th, but you can always visit Blithewold before that. It's my understanding there's some programming coming up before that as well. Do you guys have anything happening for Easter?
We do. We have a children's tea and Easter egg hunt, which we have this massive 10-acre lawn that's right on the Narragansett Bay. And so it's a pretty idyllic setting to go on an Easter egg hunt. And we have an amazing bunny who is very enthusiastic, and I think there are a few spots left, so definitely call, or you could go right on our website, which is blithewold.org, and you can register today. But that's coming up. It's the day before Easter. And then we have, in terms of programming, it's just another way for our members to learn a little bit more of the property or the gardens, but also for people who are not members. There's so much going on. It's a place for you to really go with the family, to not only enjoy, it's sort of like a tranquil place where everyone can relax. And then once you fall in love with Blithewold, then it opens a whole other door to educational opportunities, to learn about the family itself, their history, and then to learn about the gardens and Arboretum. So that's really, we might get you in there by coming to our Easter egg hunt, but then once you're there, you'll say, well, wow, look, this place is amazing. So, it's just another way to capture our audience. We really try to capture people when they're young so that they're our future.
They definitely are. I do want to talk about one more of your, because we were talking about, and kind of jumping around a little bit here,
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
You can handle it. We're talking about your local sourcing and the plant materials. You actually will be doing a talk at a home show coming up, how people can kind of be inspired and grabbing materials even from your backyard. When are you doing that?
Sure. So the Rhode Island Home Show is coming up. It's the first week of April.
Oh, okay. So soon.
And you'll definitely want to check that out. They're expanding the gardens section as well. And I've teamed up with the Federation of Garden Clubs. Blakely Sows is the president, and she's amazing. And she's a horticulturist and a designer. And we've teamed up to get more kids involved. And so what they're going to be doing is making little fairy houses, and we're going to tuck them throughout the gardens. And then you'll get to not only see them at the home show, but then we're bringing them back to Blithewold for our fairy festival. But I'm doing a talk on really going out into your backyard and finding some inspiration for designs. And my husband's also doing a talk. He's a horticulturist as well. He works at Green Animals. And I'll be doing a talk at a demo workshop at Green Animals coming up this weekend, which there's spaces for that too. So we're just a big garden family.
I think that's great. So you can go out, get a little dirty, pick your own plants.
Exactly. So, you something that got me into gardening when I was a kid was just really being outside and exploring. And, once you're out there having fun, as you get older, you start to wonder, well, I wonder what this is. And it's really shocking to me how people aren't really able to identify what's around us. And so that's something that maybe when you come to Blithewold, we do have labels on our plants. So that's something you can wander around and just look at what the plant names are.
Something fun and interesting to do. And I always think it's great to be able to inspire curiosity in children, being able to and yourself, just being able to be curious and being able to get outside and explore the world around you, especially kids, right? Because that's where, to be able to go outside, to get dirty, to get your hands in things, to be able to smell the flowers. It sounds cliche, smell the roses, but smell the other kinds of flowers that aren't just roses, right?
Right. I couldn't agree more. I have 2 little boys, so, they come in covered in dirt, and we encourage that, because I think that's where you develop, it might not be flowers, but that's where you develop an interest in science, and
exactly.
We certainly need more of that. So Blithewold Summer Camp, it is all about being outside. We get the kids outdoors, and we do science and art, and we do games, and we bring in guest speakers, and we have 2 beaches and a bamboo forest and greenhouses. I mean, there's really a lot to offer for a kid to explore. So definitely look into our camp as well.
So I'm going to wonder if adults can sign up for that camp, because I'm in.
Come on down.
I'm 100% in for that camp.
I know.
Julie Christina, thank you so much for joining us. She is Program and Education Programs Manager at Blithewold Mansions, Gardens, and Arboretum. Thanks for bringing the pop of spring for us today. The gardens open up April 7th, and we'll put up a link on our website as well. We're wrapping up here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Molly O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow.